What's good? This your man, Servant Kane, and we're back again. Who is it? It's the Hurricane Hood dude in this bitch. We in the house again. Set the pack of men. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope I'm not sad again. Organ out in this motherfucker. On this HHN struggle stream and shit. We going back again, back, and we going back again, back. We struggle stream. Man. I've been caught on this anime and shit. This shit is hilarious. But yo, look, this is the HHN Special Report. But you know, this is the life of the God of Fire.
Something else. I'm here for that malevolent meat. Gee, that's all you had to say, Shorty. Let's go. Oh, I've been ready to eat.
God, I love it. But shouts out to everybody. Shouts out to everybody coming through. Shouts out to everybody that catches up on the playback. I can't be here too long. I want to get this out because we need to know this. Most people probably don't, but hashtag I always feel like somebody's bothering me. Ain't got no privacy. We got to add, y'all. Hold on. God damn, you can't even skip these shits. The motherfucker, that shit, they have the two ads in one. This be horrible. It's some bullshit.
Take your phone or laptop that's down when you hit power. Every modern device has a tiny hidden computer with its own power source, and it keeps running even when you get off. These chips aren't optional. They're built into pretty much every phone, laptop, and even TVs. You can't buy new hardware without them. And
you see? It's built in all the shit. It's the rap. And you wonder why they doing this dumbass shit. So they surveil you. It's motherfucking forced surveillance. At the end of the day, motherfuckers are tired of this fucking government. So they want to know what the fuck we thinking, what the fuck we planning, what the fuck we doing. Real shit. Because eventually the people will rise up and we're gonna fuck this government up. I don't give a fuck what nobody said. They just told you that there is a fucking chip in your computer. I mean, chip in your computer, your TV, and your cell phone. You cut the bitch off, that just on. What is it doing? Is it extracting energy from it, energy harvesting shit? Or is it a fucking macro camera that's reading your audio and is reporting back to a goddamn agent? Who knows? But there is a game called Don't Feed the Monkeys. I want y'all to check that game. You can look it up on YouTube. It's straight up elite gang stalking. Fucking wild.
Wildest part is that you can't see what they do, you can't turn them off, and they can still talk to the outside world. In this video, I'm going to show you why these secret systems exist, how they've already been hacked, and what you can do about it. I spent months digging into the details so you don't have to. And today, I'll show you why it matters and what you can actually do about it. You close your laptop. The screen goes dark. You're done for the day, right? Not exactly. There's still something running. Not sleep mode or hibernation. It's a second computer inside of yours that stays awake. It has its own processor, memory, and even its own operating system. So, why would anyone build that? Well, for one, back in the early 2000s, managing company computers was a disaster. Laptops froze mid-meeting, people forgot passwords, and if something broke, IT had to physically show up and fix it. Every single time. So how did the company Intel fix that? With a hidden chip built into every machine. They called it the management engine. And this thing didn't just run when your computer was on, it stayed active whenever standby power was present, even when the main CPU was shut down. With its own firmware, network stack, and processor, you could reinstall your operating system, reset a password, or wipe a drive completely remotely. For IT departments, it was a game changer. But for everyone else, it quietly killed the idea that you could ever fully turn your machine off. Once Intel started, it didn't take long before everyone else jumped in. AMD has one that acts like a gatekeeper. If it doesn't approve your firmware, your computer won't even start. Apple has one that holds your Face ID and payment keys. Even if iOS itself gets hacked, that chip is still in charge. In most Android phones, RIM's Trust Zone runs like a second operating system under the hood. Android doesn't control it. Android has to ask it for permission. Security researchers group these hidden systems under a name you'll hear a lot: Trusted Execution Environment, or TEE. They're basically field-off computers inside your computer that decide what runs, what doesn't, and who gets access before you ever touch the keyboard. These aren't little add-ons. They're entire mini computers running in parallel to yours. And the most shocking part, your device literally cannot function without it. On paper, these chips are supposed to be about your safety. But here's the catch. They don't just protect, they decide. They choose what firmware boots. They enforce signed code. And they hold the keys your entire device depends on. You can't inspect them. You can't disable them. You can't bypass them. So if that hidden chip makes a decision you don't agree with, what then? What happens when the most powerful computer in your device doesn't answer to you? Your operating system doesn't boot first. It's not even second. Before anything lights up on your screen, the hidden processor already made the decision. Who gets access? What runs? What doesn't? And this isn't just one device. This layer of invisible gatekeeping is baked into almost every machine you touch. So the real question is, who is this actually working for? Let's talk about what runs before your operating system even gets a chance. Intel's management engine, AMD's platform security processor, Apple's secure enclave. All of them wake up first. They check if your firmware is allowed to boot. If it fails the cryptographic check, that's it. You're locked out. It doesn't matter if you wrote the code yourself. And these aren't things you can just uninstall. They're soldered into the motherboard. They've got their own power, their own execution environment. Even if the main CPU is cut off, many of these chips remain powered as long as the board has standby current. And if you try to push back, good luck. These systems are locked down on purpose. If you try to flash your own firmware, you're going to need a vendor key. If you try to break out a trust zone, your Android phone might just break. And if you want to see how Apple's Secure Enclave handles your face scan, your wallet, and your keys, you just can't. Apple doesn't release the source code, and no one outside of the company can audit it. These systems are designed to be out of reach on purpose. So in the name of security, you're a guest on your own hardware. Your laptop, your phone, your tablet, they're not safe.
Yeah, you a guest on your own shit that you paid hundreds and thousands of dollars for. Kiss my ass, hashtag fuck the government. And on that device you just bought is a fucking other computer that doesn't even shut off. That's fucking wild. And they built these chips in all these smart products. And they're trying to build smart cities. Sooner or later, oh my God, I can't wait till the revolution start.
They're layers, stacks of machines, each one more privileged than the last. And the one you interact with, the one that you think you own, that's the least powerful of them all. At the top is you, but underneath you've got subsystems that don't answer to you. They don't wait for your input, and they don't need your permission. So if you're out that brain starts thinking, oh, security researchers actually have a way of mapping these layers.
Gillette Labs is just a fancy looking Fusion 5.
Gotta add.
It's Gillette's best shape, and it's ultra sharp.
They call them rings of privilege. At the very top, your apps live in ring 3. Beneath
Salute Cosmon, salute George, what's up?
Ring 0. Deep access to hardware. Go lower, and firmware like BIOS or system management mode runs in ring 2. But then there's ring 3. That's where Intel's management engine and AMD's PSP live. The layer below everything you can see or control. This very layer, the one below.
Yeah, those layers are inside of your phone and TV and shit. You know, I'm like, what the fuck? These are brains. Like, these are different brains. I'm like, what the fuck? You turn everything off, shit is still on. That shit is wild.
Below your operating system and firmware, that's a trusted execution environment. It's where those vendor chips actually live. They wake up before your operating system, they can override your firmware, and as long as the board has power. That's why these chips matter so much. They're not just side features. They sit deeper than anything you can touch. And every restriction or lockdown that follows is only possible because that layer 3 exists. You don't get to decide what your device trusts. That decision has already been made by someone else. And once a vendor has the power to deny your firmware, block your OS, or revoke your access, they can just use that power for more than just security. So what happens when untrusted quietly becomes unauthorized? Take secure boot. On the surface, it sounds like it's protecting you. But in reality, it's protecting the vendor's ideas of what your machine should run. For example, Windows Secure Boot only accepts Microsoft signed code. If your BIOS doesn't find the right certificate, your operating system won't even launch. And what if you want to dual boot, or customize, or run some weird little Linux distro you compiled yourself? Too bad. If you have the wrong key, you're blocked. Try flashing your own firmware on a thing.
You talk about cyber cities, that's a pure setup. Hell yeah, talking about herding motherfuckers like cattle to a smart city, but it's, how can I put it? The only way for that shit to be stopped is a revolution, because if they're burning down cities and doing these motherfucking weather modification warfare to fuck up people's cities and shit, They're gonna keep on doing that, and then those smart cities gonna spring up like daisies. But what's also gonna spring up is pirates, hackers, and all the gangs of the world going to unite against the government because ain't nobody about to live in a fucking smart city where y'all motherfuckers watching me. And they say 15-minute smart city, like everything is 15 minutes away or less. You think I want to see people all the goddamn time or even hear them? No, I don't. Except for the people that I fuck with. You know, like y'all. You know, I can see y'all. Y'all cool. But there's everybody else that's an NPC that I don't want to deal with. A whole city full of NPCs. That is wild. And every other place is going to be uninhabitable because the government want to motherfucking use weather domination to destroy shit. That's how they going to get a motherfucking nigga off their motherfucking shit, or they use the eminent domain shit. Fuck your ass up. Whatever it go. We need a revolution. And I guarantee you, the revolution will come before Jesus do. Best believe that.
It gets soft. And if the government actually tampers with your system, don't expect an alert. These checks were not designed for you. They were designed to protect the supply chain. This is the slippery slope. It started as malware prevention. Then it was used to fight piracy. Then came regional locks. Now it's rolled back to an older version. Apple takes it further. Part was something third party, and the system refused it, framed as safety. If you try to root your Android, some models won't boot. And with Chrome OS, verified boot is locked on by default, with no opt-out. And none of this is theoretical. Just a few years ago, Brazil's Supreme Court ordered Apple to allow side-loading apps. Apple simply refused, not because one specific chip directly blocked side-loading, but because the entire hardware stack, secure boot plus a secure enclave, made Apple's rules nearly impossible to override. And notice, you're not in that decision loop. So let's break it down. If a chip inside your device can deny your firmware, if your operating system won't load without the vendor's blessing, if your repairs get blocked at the hardware level, then what do you really own? At that point, you're using a machine.
Right. You own nothing. You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir. Remember that really walking the chocolate factory? You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir. That nigga was pissed. That nigga was on Doctor Who level pissed. Talking about the 11th Doctor. He was like, no one human has anything to say to me today. I was like, God damn. That's the Doctor. Second episode in, he wilding.
You're against you, but not for you.
What up? What's up? What up, though? Shouts out to a bearded conversation. You know, great conversation, great entertainment, great music. You already know what it is. Know what I'm saying? About to get off into the holiday season and shit. Everybody getting ready. I think they're already in school right now. Right? They should already be in school. Yeah, but we get ready for this holiday season. Once the summer over, everybody getting ready. I told everybody, y'all better buy y'all shit in the summer while it's cheaper. But, you know, our people don't listen. They wait till the last minute so they can complain. I paid all for this shit for birthdays and Christmas. You ain't getting shit from me on this. Like, nigga, pay for the shit in the summer. What we doing for theology night? Theology night. I don't know. I'm high. I'm high as hell. I finally got some rest, you know, because, man, we party like rock stars. We was on Builder's channel. Then we went to Jordan's channel. Then I had the Sunday service right after Jordan's channel. I was tired like a motherfucker. But what we talked about in this video is there's a computer inside of your computer or inside of your phone or inside of your smart devices, TV or whatever. And when you turn your shit off, the shit is still on. And this beautiful young lady is breaking the shit down and giving us the rundown on if your phone is fucked up at the hardware level, you're fucked. There's nothing you can do. So it's like, shit, do you really own your shit? You a guest of your own fucking device. And the other question is, why are they using another computer inside of what's supposed to be already a fucking computer? And it's, like what it's doing is it's formatting your phone and letting you know what it's going to do before shit even be done. So it's wild. It's wild. So like, is this an energy harvesting thing or is it for surveillance? Because once the people rise up, it's gonna be a fucking rap. I want to know what we doing behind closed doors, because y'all know y'all fucking us up. Y'all pushing our backs against the wall, but the backs is already against the wall, and niggas is curled up in the fetal position, getting stomped out by this fucking government. You know what I'm saying? Now it's time to get up, put up your dukes, or put up a pistol or something. But pinch the bitch. I don't give a fuck. Fight back. You know.
If every device you buy is enforcing someone else's policy, how long before those policies stop reflecting you at all? These hidden chips were supposed to make your devices safer. But what happens when the part of your computer...
Yeah, that motherfucking safe shit. When they be like, we're trying to protect your safety by adding more security into surveillance. It's for your safety. But it's infringing on people's freedom of speech, freedom of expression. But don't nobody care. Like, we're doing this for the fight against the terrorists. Hashtag the Patriot Act. Hashtag fuck the government.
Let's give you a few real-world examples. A few years back, researchers found a flaw in Intel's hidden chip that gave hackers almost God mode access to millions of computers. They could bypass the operating system, bypass antivirus, and take control at a level you'd never see. Even worse, this chip doesn't fully turn off, so people started asking, could someone actually hijack a laptop that looks powered down? And Intel wasn't alone. Apple's Secure Enclave and AMD security chip both had their own serious flaws. And in Android phones, billions of them run on a system called Trustzone. Google's own researchers showed how bugs there let attackers jump into the secure world and grab sensitive data like fingerprint scans and DRM keys. Here's the scary part. You wouldn't know any of this was happening. These chips run underneath your operating system, invisible to you and most security tools.
See? This is invisible to you. You don't even see this shit happening. Motherfuckers going into a person's laptop, going to the phone, and it's off. You did? The shit is off, and they still got your shit. That shit is crazy, but those are the black top hackers. For those who know what a black top hacker is, a black top hacker don't give a fuck. Don't give a fuck if you're poor or rich, you're getting hacked. If I'm trying to get into a system, it's over. White top hackers, they actually give a fucking damn about, people. We fuck around from the bitch and we give back to the poor. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say, for example, Hurricane was a high-level master hacker. High-level. White top hacker. And I hit a lick for some millions. I'm going to come back and be like, yo, you got a cash app? I'm about to send you something. Nigga, you look at your cash app, you see a G-ball in that bitch. Like, oh, shit, this nigga sent me $1,000. I'm going to hit up all y'all. I'm going to hit up Barry, Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Kyle, mom, like, yo, dog, get your cash app real quick. I'm going to see you something. Bloop, bloop. And plus, like, shit, nigga, I got to get rid of all this motherfucking money any fucking way. So, accept the fucking gift. Okay? But yeah, that's what white top hackers do. But who knows? Like, this is what I heard back in the day during the time of the mid 90s going into the 2000s, like with the movie Hackers and the movie Antitrust. And man, yo, those two some good fucking movies. Antitrust and Hackers. Watch both of those bitches back to back. You're gonna practically feel like, is these movies in the same universe? But and plus Angelina Jolie, back when she was young, oh my God, clap her motherfucking cheeks. In the bedroom. You know what I'm saying? With some hacker gloves on. And some cowboy boots. Great movies. And plus, it's a side tangent that I'm going on, but it's in the context of what we're talking about. These motherfuckers are hacking your shit, and it can be off. So Oh, shouts out to the groove. One nation under a groove.
Because you can't remove them, you're stuck hoping that the vendor patches the hole, and that they even admit that it exists in the first place. So what happens when the most trusted part of your machine is also the least inspectable? You shut your device down, unplug it, maybe even pull out the battery, and that hidden chip, it's still running.
He said pull it out. That was some Family Guy shit.
Can't remove it without killing the whole machine. So what can you actually do when the leash is baked into the hardware itself? Well, the usual defenses don't work. Most people think of the basics. Run Linux, use a VPN, encrypt your drive. And that's all good advice, but here's the catch.
Salute. Shouts out to Comic Brandon. Man, this cat is funny. Peter Griffin. It seems today that all you see is violence and movies and X on TV. But we're again, no fashion. Family Guy fell off. Simpsons fell off. But you know who's still popping? You know what cartoon is still popping? With the lowest form of animation possible and still relevant to this day. To this day. Give it up for motherfucking South Park. South Park don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. These niggas just motherfucking. I forgot what season they on, but like these niggas going in right now on Trump. Going at it with the motherfucking chick that run whole ass security, Christy No, fine ass. This bitch out here shooting puppies and shit. This shit wild, son. They brought Satan back in the mix and shit. I'm like, oh, y'all niggas wild. But yeah, man, South Park will always be one of the greatest fucking cartoons of all fucking time. It have the lowest animation, but it have the greatest motherfucking content. It's the funniest shit on fucking television or on streaming services. But man, we used to love coming back home after a long day of chilling outside. Everybody's like, all right, now we're going to talk about South Park tomorrow, y'all. We're going to talk about the Chappelle Show. Back to back. Like, I'm talking about laughing all the way to Comic View come on BET. Right after Comedy Central, put on BET, get Comic View on. Like, yep. So as the Comic View shit go on, time to go to sleep and get up for school in the morning. Right there. Comic View on BET. It's a 10th anniversary. Okay, now I just did a side tangent.
Live above the hidden chips. And those chips operate below the.
Oh yeah, the Boondocks was not only funnier but more critical of society. I agree. Better animation, but I still got to give it a 2. They number 2 in my book, but god damn it. but like real shit, like they expect me to put Boondocks in number 1 because I'm black. I'm sorry. South Park is the shit for life. I hope when they finally leave South Park, when they finally done, hang up the pen and pad or the whatever digital sketchbook, whatever the fuck they used to make this show, when they done, they better pass that shit down to their children and they better keep that shit going. If not, there's gonna be a lot of fan-made South Park in the probably the next 5 or 10 years. But they got a 5-year deal with, well, what the fuck, Paramount or some shit. Is it Paramount or some shit? Nah, I just never liked South Park. What? That shit go at society too, but like in a funny way. You know, it cuts up both sides of the motherfucking shit. You know. But it's been a hot minute since I seen South Park. It's like because like during the scandemic, they couldn't really come out with no shows like that. So like they was just dropping specials. So like I had to catch the specials and keep up. The specials be like an hour and some change long. I'm like, oh shit, this is an extended episode. Funny as shit. You got no principle. And them dudes got no sense of responsibility to children, no consideration. Exactly, both sides. Don't get me wrong, those motherfuckers are retarded. Those motherfuckers are retarded. talking about completely retarded. What made me look at them like they was just some crazy motherfuckers, it was back in the day. Back in the day, those niggas, Matt and Trey, came to an award show with dresses on. They was talking about they was high off some acid or some shit. I'm like, is that the excuse? Or was y'all on some fruity shit? But yeah, those motherfuckers rolling, and Boondocks fell off after they got rid of the motherfucking creator. I'm like, why would y'all get rid of the creator? Nigga made the show. Like, what the fuck is that about? Yeah, they was tripping on LSD. I'm like, what the fuck was wrong with these guys? Them dudes would definitely eat. Oh man. Oh man. That's the those motherfuckers are a fucking comedy skit with it itself. It's just a personal life. You can be on stage like, how many people love South Park? Everybody be like, yay! Those guys are assholes. And they just kill the whole mood. Like, those guys probably eat babies. But it ain't what you say, comic. It's how you say it, dog. That'd be so fucking funny, bro. You be killing that shit. You be killing it, man. Shouts out to Comic Brandon. Dog, your latest video was hilarious. It was like, 'cause I ain't dumb enough to do drugs. It's like, I'm sorry, everybody. I ain't dumb enough to do fucking drugs. I bust out laughing. They almost spit my beer out when I heard this shit. I was like, this guy. Talk about celebrities that probably eat baby chicken. Right, it's all them dudes. And that's the punchline. And that's the fucking punchline. You already got it, bro. You're the legend. You're a boss at it, bro. Shouts out to Bronze. Oh, man.
If the black box is compromised or just quietly enforcing vendor policy, it can spy, leak, or lock you out. And your antivirus, your firewall, and your VPN will never notice. So say you're worried about being tracked and you power your phone. You think it makes you safe, but inside the parts are still awake.
Yo, that comedy is gold. That comedy is gold, bro. Keep that comedy, bro. We need that. You be on it.
The VPN chip that
Salute the Bronze.
is listening while Trust Zone still enforces rules. On laptops, flip systems like Apple's T2 chip keep the camera controls alive even when the lid is closed. So no, you're not really offline. You're just not looking at the parts that stayed on. Here are some real ways to push back. You can't win a perfect victory, but you can take ground.
Yes, you can. You can take ground by burning down that corporation. Shit. Extreme times calls for extreme solution, and the only solution is revolution at this point. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Ain't got no privacy from your cell phone.
Vote for user control. Laptops like Purism's Libra or M&T's Reform try to strip out or disable the hidden chips. Systems like Doctor's Talos 2 use open source hardware without the black boxes. They're kind of pricey, but they definitely prove that it's possible. You can also minimize trust. Don't put all of your eggs in one basket. Cube's OS is a great example. It splits your computer into isolated compartments. If one part is compromised, the others stay sealed off. It's like carrying multiple laptops inside one. Physically cut off what you can. Use real kill switches for Wi-Fi and mics. Flash neutralized firmware onto Intel ME if your device supports it. Some people even keep sensitive work air gaps on machines they never touch.
It wasn't fed at all times. I just saw a motherfucking ad on YouTube where it was a camera inside of your glasses and the chick was pushing the button. I'm like, nigga, that's spyware. I'm thinking about times growing up when they had the little toy car with the camera on it and the kid was spying on his sister and shit. I saw another one that's a snake cam. That's in the fucking military. And they got the snake cam to go under the door to motherfucking like peep from under the door. I'm like, y'all making this a toy, but this is all spyware. I'm like, oh my God. They're turning everybody into a fucking agent. For real, man, like in the Matrix, yep.
It's political. Support right to repair and laws that demand transparency in the chips running your life. Because if the rules only come from vendors, you'll never really be in charge. So can we ever be free? Not completely.
Walmart Plus.
Yeah, they cut her off real quick with that ad.
Benefits like free delivery.
But it's about not completely. We need to be free, period. We need to be free, period. We shouldn't be paying for no motherfucking water. They're making us pay for grapes, apples.
Not completely.
The shit that God gave us to us for free. And they have instant, constant access to everything. And if you want to know what they're doing, yep, we have to do a FOIA, which takes time. Then it's redacted and edited. Goddamn, yeah.
These processes aren't going away, but you can carve out autonomy or spaces where you set the rules. That might mean a special purpose machine for sensitive work, or just choosing tools that bleed less.
Or build your own fucking computer, your own cell phone, and you will kill the game. You will kill the game. Or just make your own chip that will bypass all chips. So hackers of the world unite, set aside your differences. The black tops to the white tops, and all the gangs, and all the pirates. We need to come together, set aside differences, and take down our fucking government. And we will divvy up the land when we're finished. Break.
The bigger fight is making sure technology answers to users, not just the company built. If the user is the customer, who is? Your laptop, phone, even your TV. On the surface, they're yours. But look closer and you'll see something uncomfortable. Your device doesn't actually
Yeah, what's uncomfortable was this. What's uncomfortable is this. I heard this shit back in the day. And let me know if y'all heard this saying before. Property is 9/10 of the law. Let me know if y'all heard that shit before. I heard that shit growing up as a kid. I'm like, that mean we don't really fully own anything? Because that property is a 9/10 of the law. So 9/10. What's 9/10 of the law? I still didn't know what the fuck that means. That means do we own our shit? Oh yeah, because when they pull some shit called eminent domain, they gonna take your shit. Does it mean that?
isn't neutral. Your CPU won't run unless the vendor approves the firmware. Your bootloader refuses anything unauthorized, even if you wrote it yourself. And your GPU might not even start up without the manufacturer's signature. It's not that you can't own your own machine, it's that the rules are set so you never truly do. And vendors love to frame this as protection. Secure boot, trusted hardware, locked environments, but protection for who? Secure boot can block malware, but it can just as easily block Linux. A safety feature can also enforce App Store monopolies. A chip that verifies hardware parts can just as easily reject third-party repairs. Security isn't always about you. Sometimes it's about keeping you in line.
Keeping you in line. Yep, control. Make sure those motherfuckers don't say shit that's gonna make us put them in Guantanamo. I know I got a spot waiting. But they ain't gonna take me alive, best believe that. I'm gonna fuck y'all catch me slipping with a 38 special. I'm letting that bitch loose. I'm taking somebody with me and I'm going out in the blaze of glory. Yep, it's a possession is 9/10 of it's 9/10 of the reason I've been arrested, but now bud is legal. Yeah, but now bud is legal. Like I wish they let out all the people that's locked up for weed, you know, since it's legal, but I guess it's on the city and state level or some shit like that. But on the federal level, they can still come and get a motherfucker. But they play with that shit. I don't like it because like different states do different shit. Because I'm in Detroit, they don't really give a fuck. You gotta have some pounds for them to be like, all right, nigga, you trying to motherfucker distribute this. You trying to sell this shit. But like they catch you with an ounce and ain't shit, you know. At all time, nigga, that's really be like, yeah, it's been ours the whole time. And when the Fed sees the property, it never returned it, even if the charges were dropped. Yeah, that's some scandalous shit.
When the system doesn't answer to you, who does it answer to? Think about it. Laptops that silently force
Who
violence.
does it answer to? That's easy. The government. Yes, the government can.
Phones that install apps remotely for your convenience. Smart TVs that send back your viewing habits, whether you said yes or not. And we did a video on that a couple weeks ago.
My viewing habits. Let me tell you something. They got my viewing habits down packed. They know I fuck with cougars and pocket goddesses. So all I see on my timeline is a pocket goddess or a cougar. Like, God damn. But they also got the voice down packed too, with the voice recognition. I remember talking about, give me a nice meal from the motherfucking British Isles or the UK or something, and they showing me timelines of Ted Lasso. It's a show starring Hannah Waddington and I forgot the white guy name. He's fucking hilarious. That motherfucker is fucking hilarious. But they keep on showing this badass bitch. I'm like, God damn. Cougar status. Cougar time wasn't Cougar time. But the pocket goddesses, I'm like, God damn. If you don't know what a pocket goddess is, look it up. Let's just say small, petite, can take it. Yes. Hashtag Kinsey Reeves. Hashtag Elsa Jean. Hashtag Lola Faye. Hashtag you say it too much. You say it too much. But those are what I call pocket goddesses, if you know what I mean. You're wasting the bag, I laugh. Can't stop it.
Aren't bugs, they're features. Features that serve the vendor, the advertiser, or the platform. Everyone but you. So who's really into
Wait, hold on, wait. If you're banging the investigator, like everything invisible. You know it. I must did come up, so I'm going to say it again. If you're digging out the investigator's wife, everything is invisible. What? It didn't pop up. Should have popped up on my end, though. You know, I made sure I tapped it. Pause. God damn it, man. You can't say shit no more in this world. Fuck you, Diddy. Fuck you, Dame Dash. Pause. Can't say shit no more. You're killing me with this shit.
control? If your machine can wake itself, deny your code, and report your activity, then who's the real owner? Not you.
Yeah, the real owner is the government. Yes, the government can. Or the military fucking complex. I mean, the military industrial complex, or the technology industrial complex, or shooting at Elon Musk at a complex. Because it's complex. This motherfucker got robot guards and shit. You got to be careful. You got to hack the motherfucking robot guard in order to get to Elon. But when you pop Elon in the head, you find out that motherfucker's a goddamn surrogate. And he come out the other room with a white cat. Like, yeah, you thought you had me. Like, fuck. You got a wild imagination, Kane. Jay-Z be censoring the N-word on what? I was listening to DMX the other day. Oh my God, that is fucked up. Oh man, that's fucked up. How you gonna censor that? All right, we got one more, then we gonna head on out of here. So I can't be here too long. About to talk about the ID verification again.
We hit the jackpot.
We hit the jackpot. I hate these ads. Fuck you, Kevin Hart.
verification is a thing in the UK and some states in the United States. Websites now have to decide whether or not they want to follow this law.
Speaking of UK, shouts out to the First Lady, Vanta, the First Lady of my Hurricane Night Trappist Church. She's over there on the front lines of the revolution in the UK. You know what I'm saying? Much love to the First Lady Vanta, the goddess. You know what I'm saying? Can't always hurry. I want her to the UK and holler at Vanta. You and I. Now my baby is born, healthy and strong. Yeah. Forever, my lady. Forever and ever. That's for you, Vanta. My lady. You and I. But yeah, man. Like she'll be on the front line of the UK. You know, she give me info on some stuff that's going on over there. So like I could probably bring the news to y'all quicker, get some inside scoops on what's going on in the UK. So shouts out to Vanta. And shouts out to everybody that's coming through, everybody that's loving the content, because I got to give y'all the news, because our news ain't going to put this shit out. They motherfucking sweeping this shit on the rug. I don't hear nothing about ID verification and no news segments in the motherfucking United States. But, I got to, you got to stay on their head, because eventually a motherfucker going to pick up their phone and go to a social media site and ain't going to know how the fuck they got kicked out. They be like, what ID verification? I ain't about to do this shit. But most people that's so addicted to this technology, like it's a goddamn apparatus on your arm, shit, they might give up their privacy. So, but
deciding, you know what, we're just gonna have ID verification for users if our systems decide that someone is under 18, and those systems are obviously AI. Well, not every website has decided that they will follow this, including 4chan and Kiwi Farms, which are actually.
Much love to Crystal McQueen. Yeah. Shout out to the lovely Crystal McQueen. Thank you for coming through. The first segment before this video, because this is the last video we're talking about, it just started. And the first video was talking about how all your smart products, whether from your phone to your TV, it has a chip in it, and even if it's off, you're still being monitored, still being listened to, and it still can fuck with the shit on the inside. But like once you catch the playback, you will you'll be caught up. But like, yeah, it's about chips in your motherfucking cell phones and your TVs and all the other shit. I always feel like somebody's watching me.
Now that ID age verification is a thing in the UK and some states in the United States, websites now decide whether they follow this law, with YouTube deciding if a person have ID verification.
Oh shit, my phone about to go.
Decide that someone is under 18, and those systems are obviously AI. Not every website has decided that they will follow this, including 4chan and Kiwi Farms, which are actually suing the UK's Office of Communications, trying to enforce their laws onto United States websites. They argue that this is a breach of their First Amendment right to freedom of speech, and they're actually going to go forward suing Ofcom in a court of law. Well, another website that seems to be fighting against the whole age verification thing is Blue Sky, where they have now blocked access to their website in the state of Mississippi, a state in the United States. So Blue Sky has made some official statements saying that this actually violates their freedom of speech and expression as well, and especially for the users of their website. They made an official announcement saying that they do not take this decision lightly, and they're going to go ahead and just go forward with blocking access to the website in Mississippi, as opposed to requiring all of their users to provide identification. Some of you guys might be wondering what Blue Sky is. Blue Sky is actually an alternative to Twitter. It has that look of old Twitter, and honestly, the layout of the website looks great. But yeah, in their official statement, they said, unfortunately, Blue Sky is unavailable in Mississippi right now due to a new state law that requires age verification.
Do they get down to the be hacked? Yep. You know it, Crystal. I love y'all that come to this channel. Y'all up on game. I love that. I love that.
While intended for child safety, we think this law poses broader challenges and creates significant barriers that limit free speech and harm smaller platforms like ours. With legal challenges to this law pending, we cannot justify building the expensive required infrastructure. For now, we have made the difficult decision to block access in Mississippi. To learn more, read our blog post. So Mississippi passed HB 1126 law, which was upheld by the United States Court on August 14th, where they said that all social media platforms must verify that every user accessing the platform is over 18 and obtain parental consent for all minors looking to use it. Mississippi's going deep, man. They said all social media websites. I mean, by definition, YouTube kind of counts as a social media platform. Yeah, for example, YouTube is just saying, hey, if you want access to advanced features, then you have to make sure you provide your ID verification. Mississippi is saying, no, all social media platforms have to verify that a user is over 18. The law also requires tech providers to identify and keep track of all teen and child users. Fines for non-compliance can reach up to $10,000 per user. The Blue Sky said building the required verification systems, parental consent workflows, and compliance infrastructure would require significant resources that our small team is currently unable to spare as we invest in developing safety tools and features for our global community. But they're also concerned about the quote law's broad scope that could affect all citizens in Mississippi to use their favorite platforms, negatively impacting their right to free speech and access to information. They also talk about the privacy implications that could stem from collecting and storing such sensitive information about all users, as well as from tracking minors online. As we've talked about recently, YouTube knows all about this because they have been sued multiple times for collecting the data of children on their website.
Yeah, YouTube has been sued multiple times for collecting children data. And you know what YouTube did? They were settling out of court millions to billions of dollars.
Tens of millions, sometimes hundreds of millions, sometimes even over $1 billion settle lawsuits. The funny thing is that Blue Sky was actually one of the first providers to enforce age verification rules in the UK. But there is a big difference between what they enforce with the UK laws and what is being enforced in Mississippi. Based on the UK's Online Safety Act, Blue Sky and similar providers are required to verify users' age only for accessing content deemed legal but harmful. So basically, the types of content that kids should be seeing, that's the type of content that Blue Sky and similar providers have to try to prevent kids from seeing. So they will request your ID to view content like that. Mississippi is saying, nope, all social media usage, they have to
Damn. My phone just died. Y'all heard that. But that's what I wanted y'all to catch any fucking way. Mississippi said, oh, the UK is doing that. We can motherfucking Trump that. We motherfucking block it all social media until we see an ID. Yeah. So hashtag fuck that Mississippi law. Not fuck Mississippi. You know, because that's some rappers down there. I think David Banner from there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Mississippi is clowning. But that's the first time I heard that bitch beep and fucking die like that. That never happened. I always feel like somebody's watching me because I never heard that shit fucking beep. Oh, but anyway, shouts out to everybody coming through. Shouts out to everybody coming through. That beep kind of startled me because I didn't know that shit was gonna happen. I don't know what the fuck, But I'm glad it made it up to the point of Mississippi. So these states are trying to pass these crazy ass motherfucking laws. I think Texas did the Screen Act. So once motherfuckers start getting in line, it's gonna be a wrap. It's gonna be a wrap. So people need to fight this shit. We gotta fight this shit. We gotta fight this shit. But I don't know how we're gonna fight a chip being in our phone unless we know how to open up that bitch and find us a hacker that can remodel our phone. But that's gonna be too much motherfucking work. Unless we got the welding kit, the fucking warehouse, and some manpower. And plus we gotta have money to pay these motherfuckers to do this crazy ass job that we want done to not be tracked. But we just gonna motherfucking do what we used to do back in the day. If we want to talk to each other, get a burner phone, and when we done talking, we throw the phone away. You ain't tracking me. You ain't tracking me. For real. Republican states are wild. Hell yeah. But those motherfuckers gonna really see the wrath when they motherfuckers start tampering with a motherfucking nigga food stamps and Social Security. That's when the shit really gonna happen. That's when the real shit really gonna happen. That's when I think that when the motherfucking shit hits a person's doorstep. When you fuck with that motherfucking SSI or that food stamp. So yeah. Like, I'm waiting on that. I'm waiting on that to happen. But these tariffs is like, what the fuck? I'm not about to pay $100 for a fucking video game. Y'all could kiss my fucking ass. Y'all can kiss my ass. I'm not shit. Fuck that, nigga. I'd rather motherfucker play my old shit that's still fun right now. I'm about to get back to playing my Bayonetta. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to play my Bayonetta on the Xbox 360. Yeah, classic shit. Shit. I got a PS4 and the Xbox One S, but speaking of Xbox One S, I got to get back to my Mad Max on that bitch and my Borderlands 3. But I wanted to go back and play Bayonetta. Cause that's a sexy ass chick. Yep, exactly. People are struggling as is. You fuck around with a person's Social Security, it's a wrap. Yep, a lot of them terrorists found to be unconstitutional. Hell, fuck yeah. And what's even more crazy? These stores and markets and other places, they just said, it's a tariff. You know, that's why we're raising the price. When they don't even have to. I gotta go damn near across town to go to a store that's still not following the rules of the government. Now there are some out there, but you're gonna have to take a trip. You want that motherfucking dollar beer? You might have to take a trip. You want the cigarettes that's still probably $8, maybe $9 instead of the $10 or $11 packs? You gotta take a trip. But like me personally, I motherfucking did take the trip because they had the motherfucking snacks that I like. So yeah. But shouts out to everybody coming through. Crystal McQueen, you know, shouts out to Comic Brandon, shouts out to In the Groove, shouts out to Bronze Flat Power, shouts out to Bearded Conversation, shouts out to Jordan Ankle Frequency, shouts out to Cosmon Cal. Make sure y'all subscribe to everybody. Everybody subscribe to everybody. And if y'all can, share my content. All I need is 4 more subs. 4 more so I can be at 1K and be able to do this YouTube live shit so I can be able to save my StreamYard anytime struggle streaming minutes. $8 are filling the rap. Tear the club up. Tear the club up. You already know, man. That's my jam. I love that fucking song. Yep. See you next live here on Easy's Live. Yeah, that's where you from. Breathe Easy. Shouts out to Breathe Easy. I know, like, he probably doing the motherfucking he probably popping on TikTok right now. He probably popping on TikTok. I don't even got a TikTok, man. They took away my 6 TikTok, and I'm apprehensive. No, I'm not apprehensive. I don't want to go back because I'm too angry at him. But at the same time, part of me kind of wants to go back and try to do it again. But like, what's the use of going back if they're gonna keep on getting rid of me because I say fuck the government and fuck religion? Yeah. So fuck it, But shouts out to Breathe Easy. If you've been live, man, shit, man, I ain't been getting no notifications. I need to go check and see if I'm subbed because they probably motherfucking unsubbed me. You know that shit. Easy game, that's right. You already know. I got us over there. Yeah, BU, I think Marco. Yeah, and that's some more cats. Shit, man, we be deep over there. But shouts out to everybody coming through. Y'all cool. YouTube tripping. Hell yeah, like always. Hashtag fuck big tech. And Neil Mohan. Yeah, she know. Yeah. Clouded. Shouts out to all y'all. Y'all the truth. It's the HHN Special Report, and you know how we always end it. Mic check. I walk around the streets with my black Tech 9 on the race line, looking the hype shit. I never claim to be the best type of rapper, but have to show the motherfuckers what I'm after. I'm after the gold, and after that the platinum. Beef after that, Hurricane G packs the gat, son. Blah. We out.